Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Hello, Dota 2 fans, and welcome to another edition of I-League Season 2. This is the Pro Qualifiers for China. Today we have Braveheart versus Dota Kings DK making their first appearance, as is Braveheart. It's the first game of the Pro Bracket Qualifier for China. I am Maurice, please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. This is Hefla TV, and I'm joined by none other than the legend himself, Hefla Moke. How are you, my friend?
Radiant team pick.
I am excited for this matchup. I am into the game. I'm in the draft at the moment. It looks like we have a first pick Phoenix, so I don't think my excitement has gone unwarranted. Are you in the lobby?
Dire team ban.
Yeah, quite the while ago, so not as much when I was hyped up as I am at this moment, but we will see how it goes here. Either way, hopping into the draft, couple unorthodox picks from both sides. Braveheart going to pick up the Phoenix Sand King opening. So Sand King, certainly a strong hero in his own right. Phoenix, very situational, so we'll see how they're able to utilize that. But Silencer Tidehunter is the 1-2 from DK here, and Tide, for obvious reasons, very strong. Usually does make it either to the bans or either roster in the first couple of picks, but Silencer, very odd that they're going to pick it up this early and prioritize it in their draft, so we'll see if they have a plan for that.
Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Not sure too much homework would have done you much good here. Definitely am familiar with DK, but I haven't been able to have the privilege to cast Braveheart either, so a lot of Eastern Dota has been slipping through my fingers. Either way, at Hefla TV, we cover a hell of a lot of different scenes. So here, we are going to look at DK picking up the Ogre Razor, so a little bit more standard stuff as they progress through their draft here. Very strong heroes, both of them are in their own right, and they will have the roaming capabilities of the Ogre. So it will be interesting to see if they end up putting this Silencer in the 1 position or if he's relegated to support duty. But either way, DK still with a little bit of variability into their draft. Braveheart does pick up the PA core.
Dire team ban.
Trigger it, then you end up in the same position. Can't stop it.
10 seconds remaining.
You to cast a spell. You're actually screwed.
5 seconds remaining.
You click away, you hover like map and back.
Reserve time.
It's just waiting for you. Your team. About it. So yeah. Should Silencer, but he ain't coming out and the dazzle. It comes down to spells. Silence is in the right position. Later, maybe I can't have Scepter, Russia build. We can't really expect Graves.
Radiant team pick.
Everything. There's nothing you can really act. Which Braveheart, they have to somehow.
Yeah, so very interesting point there with the last word mechanic, of course, the global silence as well. One thing I do worry a little bit for DK is if they are able to get this supernova off, it will be hard pressed to right click it down, but they do pick up some right click in the morphing, and so that is
with the Ogre and the Silence and the Titan.
10 seconds remaining.
That's how it looks at the moment. I was actually looking forward that the Silence are actually
5 seconds remaining.
I'm wondering farming.
Reserve time.
I think they might need. He's gonna be doomed to be the forever rewarding bitch. That's at least how I see it at the moment. Like for the other side, well, Sand King obviously is gonna dive into the jungle as soon as possible. Gonna send the field offlane and the PA. Well, this might actually be PA, but then again, I don't know. The other way around.
Yeah, very interesting pickup with the Slardar here. So we'll be interesting to see. There is some hammer and some tanky heroes for the side of DK. So I think the Slardar may be hard pressed to find something in this matchup, but we'll see how they do. Either way, jumping into the game, hopefully you guys can hear better in stream now. But here we go, guys. Braveheart gonna play up on, that's Braveheart on the dire side. God7 taking towards the off lane on that Phoenix. He's accompanied by Move on the Dazzle. We've got Carrot in the mid lane on the PA, rotating down towards that aggressive tri lane is 9-1 on the Sand King. And rounding out the lineup, I don't know what the hell his name is, but it's the Slardar.
Like the two of the dream trialing, I wanted to say.
30 seconds to battle.
Here is on the line in the tri line. Of course, in the mid we got Mr. Snap. Last but not least, there is Mr. Blacksad. Light Hunter should have actually quite a decent.
Yeah, hopefully so. And I think the Tidehunter, yeah, as you mentioned, will have pretty much free reign over this off lane. There isn't too much kill potential, and up against any melee core, he usually does extremely well. So we will see if Move and 9-1 can find an early gank here. They are postured up pretty aggressively in the trees. They don't have so much kill potential. Level 1 Burrow Strike is fairly underwhelming, so we will see.
Invisibility!
To be honest, the softest targets on this tri lane at the moment is the Silencer, and if you're near this, like, that is really, really bad news. Magic burst right at the beginning. Stun setup, and it good. Like maybe we have to. Yeah, he went for Shadow Wave actually. Okay, that's quite interesting. I thought maybe a touch will do the trick, but that's or closed. Side shop, really bad news. But let's see. Now we have the Organ. He went actually into mid. Wanted to look if there's something possible heading back to the tri line. Silence is actually in a position of.
Yeah, there is a waveform here, so he does have quite a bit of survivability. He can also drop into that morph, and there is only an ignite on CTY, however, so they won't be able to stun back here, and they're gonna need 9-1 to get into close range to find this Burrow Strike. Yeah, it's off. It's off now. Yeah.
Back in the mid, having a disadvantage, but now everybody's last word, but there's Burrow Strike, and now
First
the Silence,
blood.
as I said, Burrow Strike heading around right after. They would still like the Silencer, of course, being the first victim, first blood. So there comes the.
Yeah, and they get the first blood gold over towards, I believe, God7 there. He does fall himself, but either way, slight advantage towards Braveheart. We'll see a rotation towards the mid from Move and 9-1 in the mid lane. Razor obviously going to do fairly well versus the PA with that static link, also able to spam it out with the plasma field. And Black Sea doing nice in the top lane up against the Slardar, but trading fairly evenly are those two in that safe lane for the dire side.
They instantly rotate, like after this attempt, going into another lane, and this might be actually, yeah, heading towards Light Hunter. That's how it looks like. As the server is a bit stuttering, that's something we have been prepared for, like Chinese, the US or European connection might be still good for you.
Yeah, everything's pretty okay for me. I get a little choppiness here and there, but things seem to be good. Move gonna run into Blacksad in the top lane. A little bit of stuttering there, but gonna take a few right clicks is the Dazzle. He doesn't have the Poison Touch here, and the Kraken Shell is leveled up. Even if he did, Slithering Crush, however, gonna go out. They're just gonna be able to harass down this Tide. Burrow Strike is gonna come in from the side from 9-1. They still should not be able to kill him off, but the body blocks are there from this SK. However, level 2 Kraken Shell keeping him up. The Anchor Smash as well. So much survivability on this Tide Hunter. They're gonna expend 2 Slithering Crushes there, and to no avail. So unfortunately for them, not gonna get much done in the top lane, but they will secure a bit of farm for the Slardar, who was struggling versus that Tide. However, now 7 God in the off lane, not finding the best time.
Well, that was really unfortunate, to be honest. That was worst for Braveheart here. Like, if it would have just earlier, then that was an easy kill, but it always cost right after done. So that's just awful. That's the worst thing that can actually gank a Titan. The Kraken Shells, everything.
Yeah, just a bit of unfortunate timing. A little bit too much overlap, I guess, there. Braveheart, our 9-1, will rotate into the jungle here. And Move going to take a little bit of harass. Cold Snap still doing very well in the mid up against Carrot. 21-8 to the 15-4 of the PA. But PA not completely underfarmed at this point.
Well, actually, he's getting...
Mm-hmm.
The harass on Razor is real. Like, the Razor is kind of afraid of certain rotations. But the right thing, like the Orc Matcher is just as like Mr. SK trying to attack his jungle. I mean, DK is well aware of the fact that he's trying to get that done, but we have a new set of runes. He's actually gonna grab Bounty Rune top half. I don't think anything's happening with it. Like, it's just a wrong hero for a haste rune.
Yeah, God7 has picked up Tranquils now, but only sitting on level 3.5, not even quite there, while Blacksad is up at his level 5. So Ravage will be into the game very soon, sub 5 minutes here, almost looking at level 6 for Tide. And as you mentioned early on, he pretty much does have free reign to stand in this lane and soak XP at the very least, if not find some farm.
Yep, absolutely. And well, we have to see. Tides Hunter, we'll talk half minute, 5 minutes almost. Is at the moment he's getting stunned right after the neutral. Can't kill him anyway, but might actually flashes. Might see something happening this now. Wave six, but in the end, yeah, he's gonna make it under the tower. He's just way.
Yeah.
And again, he's out of reach right now. He's not creep wave, but soon. Creep for him. Because he goes back to the base, TP where and use the rush. Now he reached.
Yep, and he does have those arc boots up, so will be sustainable to get off that Ravage plus an Anchor Smash as well, wherever he chooses to go in lane. Mid lane matchup still pretty much dominance for Cold Snap, but as you mentioned, PA getting a little bit too much for DK here, and already picked up 25 CS. Has Carrot doing a good job using that level 3 Stifling Dagger to do so. God7 pretty much starved out in this off lane, and Phoenix is definitely a hero you do want to have some sort of level advantage. Is a pretty underwhelming hero unless he's able to snowball and get up a quick supernova, and I worry only the level 1 Icarus dive. He is going to dive down towards the rune. CTY still going to find that, however, and Ignite going to go up, but a jump forward with the Phantom Strike from Carrot. He's going to catch a Fire Blast in the face. There are spirits there, but there's the Curse of the Silent, and one last Stifling Dagger is going to finish him off. 7 God, though, going to tick down to the last word, and Carrot's going to have to rotate out as the Plasma Field comes in from Cold Snap. So 1 for 1 there. Phoenix going down once again, still barely level 4, but Carrot does find what is essentially a solo kill there on the Ogre Magi.
Well,
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That kills, getting credit for it, gold and experience, just ending up in a.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower, run.
Straight I would say goes to be hard. Well, but in the end, still, he's so allergic against the hero. Like, we have to see how much they focus. Right now, what I kind of worry about is that DK come on the wolf.
Yeah, absolutely.
14. The Razor is doing at the Slaughter on the opposite side as well as the PA. Both of them are behind, so like
By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. What a brave tower.
better than the bombing after.
Yeah, the Tidehunter, in fact, is a
is
full
under
level
attack.
ahead of the safe lane solo or safe lane 1 position for Braveheart there. So certainly something to be worried about. As you mentioned, DK farming all over the map, and Phoenix very underfarmed for God7. Has found level 5.5 now, so we'll have that ultimate in tow very soon. But Morphling, king of the CS chart, along with Cold Snap in the mid. So things going well in the early game for DK.
That for the like, I don't know, having that ultimate or getting like up to the is actually being able to cast it,
Right.
because like the silencer will wait exactly for that. That's the biggest him right now. Like Terrorist Dive will already be last worded, and then everything else will be really bad news. But in the mid, well, Carrot careful with kill him, so he gotta go back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. I feel sad for them.
Because if you want done, like we actually
Yeah, God7 going down once again, and Dreamy U finding the last hit on that very nice pickup for the Morphling. Already sitting on Aquila, Ring of Health, and 1400 gold in addition to that. So should be a fairly early Lincoln Sphere if that's what he opts for, and it looks like that will be the build from this Morphling. Pretty standard from Dreamy U. Not bad up against the Slardar amp damage, as well as the Burrow Strike, and even the
Dyer's
Phantom
bottom
Strike
tower
and
is
Stifling
under
Dagger
attack.
from
Run,
Carrot,
little
but
bottom tower.
probably one of the
Run.
better abilities to bust Lincoln Sphere is that Stifling Dagger.
I'm so glad that you're on the camera right now, because my connection to the Chinese server is completely a mess right now. I'm watching pure French. That's why I love Chinese Dota.
That's why you don't cast it, I guess. But either way, we do have some Eastern action for you here. Slardar sitting very low in the top lane, only have 400 health. The Ravage is at the ready from this Tidehunter if they want to go for a solo kill here, but wisely so. He's going to back off. He has no support in tow from his teammates, but 1400 gold sitting on 9-1 Sand King. He's farming up a stack in the jungle, so we'll have a decently timed Blink Dagger, probably something around 11.5 minutes for him, and perhaps they look to get aggressive off the back of that pickup.
Just keep talking, I'm loading.
Dyer's middle tower is all alone in the world.
Yeah, Curse of the Silent going to go out onto the Slardar top lane. Amp damage is out onto Black Sab, but he's not going to find too much. Midas actually picked up 9.5 minutes in by the Razor mid lane. Does have quite an advantage, but I would have liked to see the mech for his team this early, perhaps. Either way, Slardar taking a lot of harass. The Ravage is going to be committed top lane. There's an Anchor Smash here as well. He's going to get the Slithering Crush off, however. He's going to rotate down into the trees, and he will survive for now. Curse of the Silent is going to whiff from XPG. A couple more tower hits onto Black Sab. They're not going to be able to bring him down. Move will not get in range for a Poison Touch, so the Tidehunter will get out. But that's the first Ravage popped, and they won't find anything for it. So very nice timing with the Slithering Crush. He's going to be able to sprint into the trees on the Slardar and will survive for the time being. Does pick up his treads and bottle and will have to rotate back towards the base. Bot lane, however, Supernova been popped here. Dreamy U ticking down, but he's going to be able to morph strength and survive for now. God7, first use of Supernova is not going to garner him a kill, but will help him survive 1v1 up against the Morphling. TPs in mid lane are towards the PA here. Full length Plasma Field is going to hit, but the Ogre not in range for CTY. Carrot will be able to Phantom Strike out back to the wave and should be just fine.
Back into the game. Just saw the last section, and wow, went now after I reconnected, everything's smooth again.
Thanks, Perfect World. Appreciate it. Very, probably one of the most finicky servers in Dota, but either way. We will see rotations to the top lane from Blacksad and CTY. They're going to back up XBG here. He's being aggressed onto at the perfect timing. Last Word Gush is out. Grave is there preemptively, but not going to help the Dazzle survive. One more right click should be there. He actually, no, he does fall before TPing out. Thought he might make it there, but the Slardar, now left alone in lane, does have the sprint up as well. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Fire Blast could have landed from CTY, but he chooses to hold on to it for the moment. And in the mid lane, Carrot being harassed down pretty low, and looks like he will build into an early Vladimir's offering for the team on this PA.
And I'm just looking into the graphs, because graphs don't lag, and that's pretty me at the moment, so I'm settling with this. I'm actually surprised that DK, the way they farm, the way they have presence on the map at the moment, way more ahead, but this is down for like J at the moment, and in experience it's almost even, so this game is not going as bad as I thought for Braveheart. At the moment they're completely in, but you have to be careful. So that Slardar might be the next focus. He has a sprint, but Tidehunter is up with the Ravage again, and that SK is also farming jungle. He is not far away from his is already up, and he just can run. Yep. Ravage is ready just when it comes in. Does he use question at the moment? They should settle. It's not
Killing
just like
spree.
Silence. Your ashes will so much damage. That's what there's a
Double kill.
Christ. No.
You're safe.
And the ultimate
Escape the
they still clean up. However, Dazzle, there's the gush.
Think of it as caviar.
Oh my god, he somehow survived, but he has to run because the Titan will jump up on him. Break. Not ready, nothing is ready. He has to run. Run, little fuck.
Double kill.
Yeah, huge win in the top lane for DK. A little bit of a misplay from the Slardar there. He uses the amp damage on the Razor and the unstable current procs, and he's not able to chase down any of those low heroes that were brought down by that epicenter. So, as you were mentioning before, DK with not as much of a lead as they should have had. And if you look at the net worth distribution, that's pretty much because 9-1 was able to farm up in the jungle, and he does find his Blink Dagger before dying. So he is pretty much the saving grace at this point for Braveheart. The Slardar not farming very well, is sitting 5th overall on the net worth chart, barely above his own Sand King, and 1,600 or so behind the Tide.
Yep, and that buyback on the Slardar hurts. Like, it really does hurt.
By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. What a brave tower.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the bad news. However, well, we have a rotation. First, I thought they want to go for the move.
Look there.
Actually, go minus armor. Obviously, they have
Zap.
fast on the run. However, they're gonna get damage here. The Dazzle should get away. Percent acted, which means easy first Roshan here. 40 minutes in.
Double damage.
Other scenes. First time Roshan, like, I don't know, around.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Impressive.
Yep, smart sneak from Braveheart with the amp damage and the early Vlad, so a little bit justified on the early Vlad's build from Carrot. Doesn't have quite the damage she wants to, but allows them to get an early Rosh, and that is certainly a comeback mechanic in its own right. In the top lane, we will see a blink out from 9-1. He barely makes it away. Dust popped a little bit late from CTY, and we'll see a rotation from the Slardar as well as moves Dazzle. They gotta make use of this blink Burrow Strike at some point, in addition to the sprint in with the level 4 Slithering Crush, but so many tanky heroes on the side of DK is going to make it a little bit difficult for them to find one out. And even the Morphling, who is pretty squishy, does have that waveform and his replicate available at level 2 already.
Yep, and that Morphling, he just wants to farm. Like, Link is the first item of his choice, and at the moment there's nothing, absolutely nothing. I need to chain stun him and prevent him from more, but like that's not gonna happen at the moment. Power now, that's all he's even. But well, just in case, but well, drive him out of lane.
Yeah, Dreamy You pretty much free reign over the game, but
He wants that Phoenix. The Phoenix does
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. That's not gonna. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire has fortified its structures. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. By the gods, the
yeah, but
Dire's
they
bottom
do
tower doesn't
secure
even
the
have
tower,
arms
so
to
he
defend
does zone
itself.
him back,
What
although I don't know if he
brave
would have had
tower.
a great attempt at a deny regardless. So yeah, certainly, as you mentioned, Global Silence would have been probably worth that kill there, and it does find them an objective as well. But either way, we will see a 3-man rotation
Dire's
from
top tower
Braveheart
is under
with an
attack.
Invis-Rune in this top lane. It's going to get picked up perhaps by the Slardar. That is the case. They do have the Blink initiation from the Sand King as well to couple with that,
Dire's
but
top tower is under attack.
rotating towards that
Oh,
top lane,
that's got
Tidehunter
to hurt.
probably not the best target. He does have Ravage and Mech at the ready. This Tide is so farmed, 3rd overall on net worth, pretty much neck and neck with the PA for Braveheart.
Yep, that Titan is really, really scary. Now the initiation is just perfect, coming in with the dagger. Maybe that's the reason they don't want to use the silence to kill the off, because they were like, you guys, we have the Titan online, we might as well just go and fight. And they're heading top because they want to get the slaughter. That is kill because he that's Gush, Ravage, and Smash, and then they probably don't even Ravage if the Overmatch comes just fine. And now wait for it.
The Radiant should really do something about that middle
He's
tower.
going back. He's under the protection of the tower for now, but end up they could dive this one. Thought it goes really well.
Yep, TP's mid lane from Cold Snap. He's going to hit a max range plasma field on the Dazzle and the SK, looking to defend up this tier 1. Dreamy U actually even rotated over towards top for that push, but they decide better of it. They're going to defend up their mid lane T1, and still a 3-man smoke rotation coming from XBG, Blackzat, and CTY.
Under the wall, that's the biggest question. I think they went to the side shop, so they weren't seen, but it's nicely observed. Like, Dota was protected, but oh my god, they find the SK here. That's but, well, silence and everything. There was one time she just right here, and the question is there any follow-up, any that's slow, but I don't think they oh, never mind, meaning silence, and they have to retreat, but after the silence, in theory, just go for it by the ball. It's the first rodeo to anyone. That's like, that's a very strange ultimate.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the world, being attacked.
Ending up like 4 heroes, very bad position, random assessment point, not having hard the see where this one.
Dire's structures are fortified, just like me.
Yeah, and exactly as you called in the draft. He goes for the Icarus dive in into the Supernova, gets silenced mid-cast, and he's not able to stop that. And the Phoenix super underwhelming on his Supernova in that fight. And the Slardar feeding over the Aegis very early. Carrot not even able to get involved. Had his Phantom Strike blocked by Lincoln Sphere on Dreamy U in the mid. So very nice engagement for DK. They'll find a clean couple of kills and disengage. And they don't put the tier 1 into deny range as well. So unfortunately for Braveheart, they're not going to be able to hit their economy with that. But Dreamy U finds his full Lincolns and already using it to effect to survive in that mid lane and going to farm in the off lane again to find some more items.
Yep, and we have to see, I mean, at the moment, DK making these, like, I can farm and then back to the 5-man approach. And I definitely like it because, and I mean, of course, we have the Ravage with a 150-second cooldown, so this is down, which means they back. Ravage is up again. I'm pretty sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. That's not good. The Dire's top tower is doing its best, but it doesn't look good. Fortified. Booyah.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, Dreamy U finding a free trade, not having to commit anything to the top lane. Farming the rest of the map is DK. They were looking to bait out the PA, but nobody bit on that. And now the 3-man smoke. There is a brand new Blink Dagger on this Slardar to couple with the Blink Dagger, of the Sand King. So they should be able to find a pick if anyone is caught out of position. But DK doing a good job of sticking together as multiple heroes. And then pretty much the only hero on his own is Dreamy U, who does have the Replicate back and the Waveform to get out. We will see TP's back to the top lane from Carrot here. He's throwing a Stifling Dagger out onto Dreamy U, but he'll make a replicate of the PA and just walk back into safety in the fog. Yeah.
Denied.
Yeah, unfortunately, Blackzat was scouted out by a creep there. He should have been a little bit deeper. Top lane, we'll see the Burrow Strike get blocked by that Lincolns of Dreamy U. And he's still just postured up in lane, farming in the face of Braveheart. But yeah, as you mentioned, Chinese teams, very conservative, very disciplined, not looking to overextend, especially under a tier 2 there. But as you mentioned, only 2 heroes there. With the Ravage, they probably would have been able to clean them both up with relative ease with the 3 heroes there, including Cold Snap, who's farming very well on the Razor and has picked up a Midas early. Almost all of the full BKB here. He's about 900 gold away from that. 21 minutes into the game with his Midas.
Killing spree. Shadow wave.
hear myself think. The sand. Sands. Now that's skill.
Well, I practice a lot.
Double kill.
It's just really bad news. Like, on the ultimate.
Yeah, jump in Ravage on 4 from Blackside there. Pretty much spelled doom for the side of Braveheart, and Carrot unfortunately had 126 damage sapped away from him and couldn't finish off that morphling for Dreamy U, focusing on the morphing target. Wasn't able to bring down anyone, and by the time he did look to turn to another target, his BKB was expiring and he had 126 damage sapped from that static link. So very poor engagement for Braveheart. We're looking at the metrics now. 12,000 net worth lead for DK, 10,000 in the way of experience generated as well, and the BKB now comes out for Razor, so Cold Snap, ever they're more survivable, can get off an even longer static link in these engagements. Mm-hmm.
Invisibility.
Dazzle! Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dazzle! Dark light! Radiant's top tower is under attack. About time. Do the wave! Trick you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the time Ravage came up, the BKB was up for Carrot. He probably still would have hit 3 targets with it at the very least. The Slardar did back off, but decides not to go in. I guess didn't feel like he had enough follow-up with the Razor turning tail and running, but certainly agree that that was a situation where I felt like they could have counter-initiated as they did over in the top lane. But either way, nice little clean kill for the side of Braveheart. Good TP in from God7 to mech up the Slardar there, and they will jump into Roche. Yep.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, that's got to hurt. The Dire's top tower is doing its best, but it doesn't look good. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and the Tidehunter already has his Perseverance and Oblivion Staff up and is farming an Ancient stack here, so not far off the Refresher. Meanwhile, simultaneously, we're going to see the Eaglehorn picked up for the Ethereal Blade for Dreamy U. That's a great timing at 26 minutes, in addition to the Lincoln Sphere, Aquila, and Treads. And he will be able to pop off the Dazzle or the Sanking if he's not too careful. Maybe even the Slardar with Sprint up. He will go towards the top lane. There's the first usage. Adaptive Strike. Not going to be quite enough. He's actually going to whiff on the waveform and will replicate out. Actually just looking to perhaps clear up the wave there a bit. But Slardar surviving for now. But they have revealed that big pickup to the side of Braveheart. So Carrot, at the moment, the only one with a BKB to fend off that E-Blade.
Gold for me.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower, run! Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. Radiant's top tower
yeah,
is
so
under
they're just
attack.
going to amass here, put the battering ram in the front in the form of Cold Snap's Razor, but they will back off and look to clean up this wave and probably regroup and go right back for that tier 2. Doesn't look like they're too willing to contest this for the side of Braveheart. They have Slaughter pushing the T1 top lane. 9-1 going to jump in and Burrow Strike onto CTY. Epicenter's going to get silenced up by the Global Silence, and they will be able to back off. There's the Firebot out there, and they will kill off the Slardar. And a nice 2x multicast as well. CTY picked up this Aghanim Scepter, but Braveheart 9-1 will be able to blink out. The waveform is there. He's going to Burrow Strike away. Blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. Will be able to blink away, though. And 9-1 going to survive there. Global Silence being used. And they will get the Slardar with the return kill with the unrefined Fire Blast there. So, as you mentioned early on, they did, in fact, relegate the farming support role, or the 4 role, to this Ogre. And pretty much Silencer being used as a walking ultimate at this point. Right.
Dominating. Dire's courier has been slain. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's getting fogged.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the world, being attacked. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Timber!
Yeah, and Carrot going to use up that 8-second BK beef to no success there. So unfortunate for him. He's going to be a little bit more susceptible to this E-Blade as well as the Ravage as that continues to dwindle down. And good news for DK there. 3,000 gold in the bank for Dreamy U as well. He can build in to a Scotty perhaps, maybe even a Butterfly up against this PA fairly soon. Either way, he's getting pretty fat. 16,000 net worth amassed. He is almost a full, he's a full 3K ahead of the PA at this point.
The Dire's top tower is doing its best, but it doesn't look good. Dire's top tower has fallen. 'Twas only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Not so fast. We see you.
Yeah, living life on the edge is Dreamy U there. And they are going to look for an engagement mid as they've known he has replicated out to the other side of the map. But the Slardar will not be able to chase anyone down here. I do worry for the side of Braveheart. They now have picked up the BKB on the Slardar, but I feel like they want to save those BKBs to purge off the Global Silence. Jump forward, crush onto a few right clicks onto XPG. They'll bring down a big target in the Silencer. Ravage is going to go out, but the 2 BKBs were popped. It's only going to hit on 1. Burrow Strike is there on Black Sea. Supernova going to hit on 2. He's going to refresh Ravage again. That's only on 2. The Slardar still chasing him down, but he's going to have to back off for the time being as Dreamy U is rotating in with his E-Blade. He runs into the Roche Pit. Very smart play. Jump forward. Epicenter completely going to whiff by 9-1 here, and they're going to have to blink out the Slardar from the pit. They'll only get the 1 kill on the Silencer, and unfortunately they use 2 BKB charges for that, and they're not able to find any kills after bringing down the Global Silence target. Unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. Cheeky. Right. Definitely should have at least looked to find a tier 2, as Roshan is down for at least a minute still, and we will have a pause. There's a DC from 9-1, so perhaps after missing that epicenter, he's going to fake like he was lagging. But unfortunately, they don't find anything off that one, and now Dreamy U sitting on 5k gold after that solo kill on the Dazzle. Right. Right.
Haste.
Mine! Selfish.
It's good. Everything's pretty smooth for me. Yeah, they had to use one to break the Lincolns, but they needed the Stifling Dagger to do that from Carrot, or even a Poison Touch, something like that. Maybe even the Amp Damage, but I guess the waveform a little too scary, so they overlap those perfectly, and or imperfectly, I should say, and unfortunately the Morphling does make it away. He's going to go for a Butterfly here, picking up the Eagle Song, so a little bit more effective HP, also a buff, of course, to that Adaptive Strike with all the agility you get, and he will have the nice little Flutter as well. So he hasn't died thus far in the game, and is going to be ever the more survivable with this effective HP provided by the Butterfly.
Shallow wave. Look
right.
There. Great work. Unstoppable. Dark light. Dominating.
Assassin.
Utterly seek double kill.
Yeah, not sure why there was a TP back there. Yeah, only a buyback on the PA here, and they don't even have their tier 2 in this offlane, so no way to contest this, and they'll melt Roshan here with the Bloodlust that was casted earlier before the Ogre TP's back, and they do have the full Butterfly up on Dreamy U. Now he's sitting at 20k net worth, 35 minutes into the game, in excess of 6k. Already ahead of this Morphling. Unfortunately, Dreamy U is super fat, does now have the Aegis in tow as well, so he can play super aggressive with this E-Blade and look to find pickoffs deep in the base before the next engagement begins. Just a tickle on the backside from 9-1. Unfortunately, that SK not able to do much with this Blinker Dagger. Has made quite a few plays for his team, but just not enough follow-up in most cases. And he does have the full mobility build with the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff, but with only the level 2 ultimate, they don't have quite enough follow-up yet. The BKB still on 7 seconds on Cold Snap here, and so Morphling, for obvious reasons, also very survivable and really hasn't died much at all or even taken much damage. 7-0-2 on the Morphling is leading the way in terms of KDA. Mm-hmm.
My waters rise. I've lost my edge.
The veiled oracle chose you.
Definitely.
Dark light!
Yeah, certainly so, but I think you at least need to force buyback or get a tier 2 off of the back of that kill. It's a big kill on Cold Snap. There's no Roshan to retreat back to. You're choked into your side of the map, so I mean, it's not like they're very close. I guess they do have 4100 on Carrot, so they are pretty close to a next tier 1 item for him, and maybe they're waiting on that, but I really felt like they should have pressed the advantage off baiting out that global silence as well as bringing down the Razor. And even if the Razor buys back there, his BKB would have been on cooldown, so not sure why they didn't go aggress towards the base of DK.
Dazzle!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dazzle!
And again and again!
Haste!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with this cheese, as well as the refresher and the Shivas, there's pretty much no way Black doesn't find 2 Ravages in this next fight. And so, not going when the global silence was down, I feel like that should spell their demise here, as we do see them group up in the mid lane, DK that is, aggressing towards this tier 3 here, and they will put Dreamy U as the battering ram on the high ground with this Aegis up and all of his effective HP. They're going to pop the Eye of the Storm here. Ags is up for Cold Snap, so looking to mount this jump in, Slithering Crush on 2 from the Slardar. He has the BKB available as well. He's going to take a Fire Blast in the face, so Grave will be there, but he's going to BKB very late. Cheese up. We'll see the Shivas go out, and the Slardar going to drop here. PA tries to blink forward, but not going to find much, and actually blinks back to a teammate. Instant buyback from the Slardar. BKB popped by Dreamy U, but they're going to take these Raxes for free here. Stifling Dagger. There's the Supernova and the Epicenter. The Silence will be there, however. Ravage is going to connect on 2. BKB popped by the Slardar. They will bring the Silencer down. Supernova is going to hit, but the next Ravage gets off. God 7 going to go down. Multicast into the face of the Slardar. 3 times multicast. He's going to get a crush off, but he should be right-clicked down here by Dreamy U. And Carrot going to look to find CTY, but he's going to catch another Fire Blast in the face. Ghost Scepter by CTY. Instant buyback by the PA. And Carrot, they're actually just going to back out here with the melee racks. They force out 2 buybacks, 1 from the Slardar, 1 from the PA there. So overall, it's really a 7 for 2 going the way of DK, and they do find the melee racks as well.
The Radiant's bottom tower has seen better days.
Go away!
Mm-hmm.
Not so fast.
Yeah, very survivable is Dreamy U. He's pretty much maxed out agility, still sitting on 1500 HP, plus the evasion offered from that butterfly, and he of course has tons of armor from all this agility, so not able to bring him down. He's also got his 9-second BKB ready and 3500 gold in the bank, so I really don't see Dreamy U dying anytime soon unless he makes a huge misstep here. And DK thus far been playing very disciplined Chinese style of Dota, taking it to 41 minutes already, only finding 1 lane of racks. I feel like with this advantage they could have found more, but certainly playing it safe and not making any risky decisions. Yep, almost 100 to 0. Easy. If he hits the waveform there, easy kill. But it will pick up a regen bottom, so gets right back up to full mana here. He should. And 4k gold also available for Dreamy. So perhaps we do see the Scotty now. Maybe even an MKB to right-click down that PA. We'll see a Manta, so interesting choice from the Razor here. Perhaps just for the Siege, a little bit more movement speed to get off that Link as well under the cover of his BKB. And CTY has found an Invis Rune top, but it doesn't look like they'll find too much here. Dreamy U looking for a kill on the Sand King, but perhaps 9-1 is baiting out for his team. Carrot, however, is being seen farming the top lane and pushing out the wave there. So Dreamy U gonna jump in. Will hit the waveform on 9-1, but no detection available here. Burrow Strike out onto Dreamy U. Blink back from 9-1. Cold Snap not gonna get the Plasma Field off to cancel that blink, and amp damage is gonna go out there. Yeah.
You're safe. Do the wave. Shadow wave.
Attention shoppers. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks shall be remembered.
Zap.
And Roshan now back up. Yeah, talking about that Ogre and his tanking these. Look at this, 44 minutes in. He's got a Blink Ags Veil Ghost Scepter on the Ogre. Has overtaken the Slardar on the net worth chart at this point. Is just fat as hell. And definitely hard to bring down. 2300 HP. Roshan gonna go down here. Aegis gonna go to Cold Snap. Cheese gonna be picked up by Dreamy U. He's gonna leave his BKB for the Courier to grab for the time being. So feeling really strong on this Morphling. Picks up a Demon Edge as well. And actually, instead of leaving the Demon Edge, he'll leave his BKB. So wants a little bit more right click. Can't finish off the MKB quite yet unless these Javelins are coming over. And they are being ferried over actually on the Courier. So we'll opt for the full MKB as opposed to having the BKB. And with the cheese, I certainly agree with that decision.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower. Run.
Right.
Dire structures are fortified. That's what that wispy glow around the tower means. By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. What a brave tower. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. It was a valiant effort.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Double kill. Holy shit. Triple kill. Washed up.
Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. See ya. Dire's bottom barracks have fallen by
Yeah,
the
they
wayside.
are going to catch out 9-1 with the last word perhaps before the Ancient pops as well in the trees. I don't know what he was trying to do, perhaps cut the wave, but he will survive for now. DK regardless, playing very safe and sound, disciplined Dota here. We'll take it in 45 minutes with a 30k net worth and experience lead. This was game 1 of a best of 2, guys. Thanks for joining us over on ImbaTV. We'll be back fairly soon with game 2. DK taking it in game 1. I am Orange Please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster, joined by Heflamoke. We will be back.